Salutations, respected viewers. This is George from Ireland. Here I am at the memorial to Christian Cole. So they put it up here on the wall of UNIV. Not sure why they picked this particular wall on Logic Lane. Anyhow, Christian Cole is famous for being the first black person to matriculate at Oxford University. When I say black, I do mean of the indigenous African race. I don't mean just non-white, and not just someone who's from Africa, because it could be a white African. So Christian Cole, he came to Oxford University, but he wasn't part of a college. Remember, there were many colleges and a university. People had to pay two fees, one to the college and one to the university. He didn't have much money, so he was a non-collegiate undergraduate, and there were such people until the 1930s. So racial prejudice was widespread at the time, but perhaps not so much in Oxford University, because he was like a celebrity, the only black undergraduate here. There were very few Indian undergraduates. I'm not sure there were any other non-white undergraduates, any Chinese undergraduates or anything like that. Remember, this was a Church of England institution, and first of all, people had to be Anglican to be here. Prior to that, it was Catholic, of course. Then it was opened up to people of other Protestant denominations. Only in the 1870s were Roman Catholics, Jewish people, Muslims, and so on, Hindus admitted to this university. So it was not remotely diverse in that sense. There was no ethnic bar, but there had been religious discrimination. Officially, that was by the rules. So Christian Cole came here. He was definitely a Christian. Check his name. And he was so popular, somebody paid his fee to be a member of a college, in this case, UNIV, University College. And he graduated, and there was a huge crowd outside the exam schools. That's the building where the final exams are held. And people cheered 3 cheers for Christian Cole. So that was it. So I know some people would like us to believe that most people in this country are viciously racist and were thoroughly evil in the 19th century. And while there was a bit of that, it definitely wasn't the majority. Anyway, he went down to London. He was called to the bar. He practiced as a barrister for a few years, but he did not prosper in that. He returned to his native Sierra Leone, where unfortunately he died relatively young in 1885. And his story is largely forgotten. Just the last couple of years, there's been more black consciousness in Oxford, and people have called to mind the first person of African blood to matriculate at Oxford University, the very fine Christian Cole.